Hey there, Designaholics. I'm Carrie Lawless, and on today's Designaholic DIY, I'm going to take this yellow oak front door and transform it into a beautiful masterpiece. Stay with me. Put plastic down so we don't make a mess. And the second thing I'm going to do is prepare this door. The way I'm doing it is I am using my favorite Krud Kutter. What Krud Kutter does is degreases the surface, gets all the dirt and debris off of it, but it also slightly dulls the surface. I don't feel the need to have to sand it because I've seen what it does. And then I'm just going to take some wet paper towels or rags, and I'm going to rinse all the Krud Kutter off. So you just want to spray it down really good. This stuff's pretty strong, so definitely I would wear gloves. The other thing is, before you rinse it, let it sit there a while, because the longer you let it sit, the more it will dull. So I'm not going to wipe it off. I'm just going to kind of rub it around and leave it on there. You do want to get it off of these surfaces just in case it takes off the top layer. These have like a little clear coat over them, and you don't want that to come off because the stuff's pretty strong. In fact, I'm probably going to go ahead and tape that up before I finish the rest of the door. All right, we'll be back with the next step. Okay, so we use the Krud Kutter and we have everything cleaned and rinsed, and it's a little bit dulled down. So the other thing we need to do is start taping. So be really careful when you're taping. You don't want to leave any of the glass exposed, and you don't want your tape to run onto the wood at all, because then you'll have a little strip of yellow when you're done, which is not what you want. So just be real precise, and then you want to use, I shouldn't be using my fingernail, you want to use like the edge of, you know, something hard, and go ahead and burnish down this tape so it doesn't slip underneath. So we're going to go ahead and get that finished taping up. And then when we're done with that, the other thing we're going to do is we have to paint this door frame. So what I'm going to do so that we don't mess this up, this little gasket right here is what keeps air from coming in through the door. We're going to go ahead and take this off. Let me show you how to do this. So here's your door gasket right here, and there's a little channel that it sits in inside of here. See this? All you do is pull this out, and then when you're done, you slide it right back in. So we're going to put this to the side. We're going to finish taping everything off, and then we're going to get started. The products that I'm using today are Old Masters gel stains. I'm using two colors, and I'm going to mix them equally. I'm using dark walnut, which is like a black brown, and I'm using Provincial, which has a little more like yellow warm undertones. So I find that the 50-50 mix of these is perfect. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm using a different technique than what I used to do. I've been gel staining cabinets and furniture and doors for years, but recently I don't know, I happened upon a technique that makes it a whole lot easier, and that is using these little white foam rollers on a small roller handle, and then we use a brush a little bit. I'll show you the whole technique, but the thing I'm going to do, okay, so I'm going to take a new roller and just get it on this roller handle. Then I'm going to take each of these stains. You want to stir them up just enough, and then I'm going to put half and half in this roller pan. All right, so you can see I have about half and half. Does not have to be exact, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. I'm going to go ahead and wear gloves. This is not something you want to get under your fingernails. It's pretty disgusting once it dries. It's a very durable product, which means it's hard to get off of your hands. Of course, we'll be using paint thinner to clean anything because it's oil-based for sure. And all right, so the way I'm doing this, I'm using a chip brush to get into the areas that I can't get with the roller, but I'm primarily going to use this roller. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to take equal parts approximately. Don't stress too much over it. I mean, if it's a little more one or the other. I know on camera you probably can't tell. This is the darker one and this is the lighter one, but it does definitely make a difference in the end. So don't let that fool you. All right, so I've got my roller loaded up, and that's how I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to load up my brush in the same way. So I'm just putting it kind of in the middle here. And I've got both of these loaded up. And I'm just gonna get this with a brush to make sure I get in the crevices. And basically I'm gonna roll or brush, whichever, with the grain. By the time I roll over this enough times, the color will be mixed. So here I'm gonna roll sideways with the grain. And I want kind of a thin coat. So the thing about painting, you never want to paint anything. Okay, so here I'm smoothing this. But you never want to paint anything with a thick coat. It's multiple thin coats are what helps the paint to adhere to any surface. Thicker coats can tend to peel away. In this case, we're going to need 2 coats. So you can see, I'm going to go over this a few more times, or a couple more times, but you can see how you can see through to the yellow here. So going over it is going to help with that, making sure it's smoothed out as much as possible. I want it to be as evenly coated as I can get. And then there's going to be a second coat tomorrow that's going to go super fast, and that's going to cover up any of the other yellow that we're going to miss on this coat. So definitely don't try to get it all in one. All right, I'm going to reload this roller and brush, and we're just going to do that to the rest of the door. Basically everything I'm doing right now is just trying to create an even coat. So I'm just, we've got enough product on here. I'm just trying to spread it out so that I don't have any spots that are just entirely too dark when we go to apply the second coat. This spot's kind of yellow right here, but as I'm trying to cover this, it's just, it's kind of taking it off in other areas. So I think I'm just gonna let this be the last pass, and then everything else will get like literally in just a few minutes tomorrow. Now, this stuff does dry slowly. What I'm going to do, since I took the gasket out, I will be able to close the door and leave it closed overnight. But for as long as I can, I'm gonna leave the door open. It's not raining today, which is really good. That's the other thing. You don't wanna do this on a day when there's a lot of moisture in the air. So I'm gonna leave the door open as long as I can, and I'm gonna put a fan on it. So between the warm, dry air and the fan, we should be fine, and then we'll let that sit as long as we can, as many hours as we can, and then by tomorrow it'll be dry enough to go ahead and recoat. Now this part is a little bit challenging because obviously we're not going to be able to get a roller into these little spots, so I'm going to do a combination of just like kind of pressing it with the roller. We're just trying to get the look to be consistent all the way around. Anything you see that shows brush marks or roller marks, you want to get rid of it. The other thing is if you can't get in there with a roller, you're going to do what's called stippling. Stippling will allow the paint to stay on. If I were to brush it, it would look really messy. So just to stay consistent with the texture, I'm going to go ahead and stipple this. And then if I don't get it the right way, the right texture on the first pass, I can go back into it after it sits up a little bit. It's pretty fluid right now, so once it's tacked up, I'll be able to do that. That includes, same thing goes with these corners here. If the roller just can't get in there, just go ahead and stipple it as evenly as you possibly can. Then when it's all said and done, it's all gonna blend. You won't be able to tell any of that stuff. Again, a little too fluid right now. I need it to be a little more tacky. So I'm gonna wait for that to tack up. But basically, I'm just repeating the process that I showed you. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the bottom of the door, and then tomorrow we'll show you step 2. We're back. It's day 2, and I'm putting the second coat on. So as you can see right here, we've got some yellow showing through, and in a couple of places, but I'm gonna quickly cover that up. I've got both of my colors on the brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead, brush this on around the parts that the roller won't get. And then I'm going to apply another coat with this roller. That's like way heavier than it needs to be, honestly, but I'm just gonna, I didn't mean to do that, so now I'm just gonna spread it out. And look how beautifully it covers. So what I'm gonna do is get as close to these locks as I can with the roller. It does have a slight little texture, but honestly, it's not bad at all. It doesn't bother me, and it's so fast. I'd rather see this little slight texture than brush marks anyway. Okay, now for the door, I've got a little too much in here, so I'm gonna take it out and just kind of spread it around. And then I'm gonna stipple what's there, because I'm trying to match the roller texture. And that's all it needs. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this up. We're all done with the door, but I'm just putting this weather stripping back in. So I showed you how I took it out. There's that little channel you probably can't see because it's dark. I'm just gonna slide this into there. Basically just push it in. And that's all it takes to get the weather stripping in. So this is it. How do you like it? I am crazy about it. I think it made such a dramatic difference from that yellow oak to this dark, rich color. My name is Carrie Lawless. Please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell for notifications. Thank you so much for watching.